Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
everybody. While this loads and people come on, what are you guys currently reading?
I'm reading As You Desire by Corey Broderick. I can't remember. It's for the Thirsty Wallflower Book Club. It's like we're reading like piney romances. And so it's like Heroes That Pine. And so this is the first one, and I'm very excited because it's my favorite trope is Heroes That Pine.
Well, I finished a historical romance too. I finished the new Stacey Reid, Matter of Temptation. It was great.
It was so
very
good.
hot. I loved it. But now I'm actually reading Terms and Conditions, Lauren Asher.
You haven't
And
read
it's-
it?
Oh, no. I gave up after the first one, but now it's been nominated. So I'm like, okay, fine. But it's so much better. Thank God. Oh my God. It's so much better than the first one. I'm so happy.
I've not read that one. I keep seeing it on Bookstagram, but I've not read it.
Yeah, have you seen the paperback, Jess? It is so cute.
Oh
No.
This is the Bloom, the new one.
I have both indie and Bloom.
How do you? It's so cute. I love it.
I like the dress.
Yeah.
Is that a dress?
It's a marriage of convenience romance. And boss assistant.
Oh, the first one has roller coasters.
Oh.
I do like how floppy it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is pretty. I think I read the ebook when I had it though. I just finished Every Summer After.
Oh my God. What did you think?
Laughing so hard at your review, Lacey. I mean, and it was fine. I think I'm gonna be like 3.5 stars. It was fine.
What did I say? Let me see.
You gave it 2 stars, and you're just this is so bad.
Every time I talk to Lisa about it, we're like, this is the poor man's Love in Other Words.
That's what everybody tells me. But I read Love in Other Words a long time ago.
Yeah. I think I've heard that one. What was the other book that I read that was really similar to Love in Other Words? And I was like, oh, this is like wild. It was also like a switch back and forth POV, and they were like together when they were kids. I can't remember, but I heard that review of the book that you guys are talking about. But there's another book that is like really similar to Love in Other Words that is escaping me. It'll like be in the back of my brain, and like 20 minutes from now, I'll be like, oh, it's that book.
I do think too much took place in the past, so
yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve when it comes to like past, present chapter stuff. Yeah. Like it doesn't even matter anymore, you know?
Yeah,
just give me the present.
On Vacation. That was the one that reminded me of Love in Other Words because
that gave me similar vibes too. Yeah,
I love that
so
one.
I enjoyed People We Meet on Vacation, but I enjoy Emily Henry's books. Like I don't mind that they're a little bit more women fiction-y.
Yeah, me too.
Though, yeah, I'm really looking forward to her next one. I really loved Book Lovers. I know that's a controversial opinion, but I really loved Book Lovers. I thought it was really cute. And,
Book Lovers is the only one I've liked from Emily Henry. So
really, wait, I thought you liked Beach Read. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's what I meant. Beach Read.
The first one. Like what?
Oh, okay. No, Book Lovers that I didn't like. Oh my God,
yeah, that was her weakest
literally
one for me.
The same title, Book Lovers versus Beach Read.
Yeah, though I will say I don't know that I would call Beach Read a beach read. You know what I mean?
No,
like
no.
I was very much like this feels like not great marketing.
Yeah.
But people read like thrillers and stuff on beaches, so
yeah, that's true. I've also started my reread though of Crescent City, so I'm almost halfway through. Did you read these?
Me? Are you asking me?
Yeah.
When we did our book club for it?
Well, did you read the second one?
Oh, no. Oh, I read the first one with you.
Did we do this for a book club?
Yeah.
Way back when? I don't remember anything. So.
Yes, we did. I also don't really remember much except for my favorite character dying.
Well, so yes, that's what I remember. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I would love to buy the special editions, but it's like £80, which is like $100 for 2 books.
Yeah. I bought it.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Lacey. Just get them all.
I know. The thing is, I sell a lot of my stuff so I can at least,
Yeah.
not spend technically $110.
Yeah. Okay. What did we think of our book club book? You're a Mean One, Matthew Princess. I listened to the audiobook for this one.
I did too.
In my
I
library.
did too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I gave it 3 stars. It was very okay. Like, it was cute, but I didn't think it was that memorable,
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much like a straightforward holiday Christmas romance. So, I mean, it's good to read during the holidays, but I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, you should definitely read it outside of the holidays.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
There was no hold when I read it, but I got it on hold like before Christmas was. People were wanting to read Christmas romances.
Mm-hmm.
I have 11 libraries, so I don't ever have to wait for. I have 11 library cards, so I never wait when.
11?
11. I have 11. I travel a decent amount for dancing, and so anytime I'm in a California space, I'll like go to a library and like pick up a library card.
I think it was forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, Australia.
I might.
Oh, wow, what time is it in Australia?
Must be what, 9 a.m, right? Aren't they 12
something
hours?
very early, yeah. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like really fun and adorable, and like it is very much a holiday romance. And you like, I think part of it was also this was like the first holiday romance that I read of the season, and I just like really enjoyed being in that space. And I also like I thought that the trauma that like he dealt with, and like how like he was like dealing with like his parents and all of that, like I thought that was like a very well done aspect of it. I was actually surprised that there was any sex in it, because I know that his previous one was there was no sex on like at all. I think they didn't even kiss for like most of the book, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It was very, very much my vibe.
Yeah, I don't think I expected any sort of steam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, not only because of the cover, but I guess holiday romances don't really get that steamy in general unless it's a specific author, like the Sierra Simone one or Talia Hibbert. They definitely have more than the typical ones.
Yeah, I actually laughed because I'm reading the it's like the 5th bromance book club book.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is a holiday one, and there is literally a line about how like it's really rare to have sex in a holiday romance because they're reading a holiday romance. And so yeah, no, that made me laugh.
Is it like the crossover between Hallmark and holiday romances? Is that why?
I think so.
Yeah, and I just feel like a lot of romances in general are, especially traditionally published, like the ones that even are coming out now are very fade to black or just
very tame.
Yeah, so that's why it surprised me when you do get one, because I've read a decent amount so far, and not a lot of them have.
This one, it's published with Source Books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why I thought it was Berkeley.
Yeah.
No. I mean, all the covers look the same.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, it's 10 a.m. It's already Monday.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I will say, like, I do not, we were just talking about this before the live, I don't like rich, entitled characters, and they're like having to rough it and like do things they don't know how to do. I'm like, I don't care. So like, It Happened with Summer was a book that had that, and I was like, I don't care that like you don't know how to use a broom or something, like, and that was what he was doing. So I just didn't really love him as the hero, and like we were in his head, and it was a long book, so with a character you don't really love, reading a whole book from their perspective, it was just okay.
Yeah, I will say I wish that we had gotten a dual point of view, just so that we could have gotten a little bit more than just Matthew's perspective. I feel like Timothy did a good enough job with setting up the other characters that I like wanted to see more of them and more of what they were thinking, especially Hector. What is his name? Hector. And I would have loved to kind of at least like kind of see what his perspective of Matthew was at the very beginning, like especially because of the way that it was like set up, where they like kind of clash at the very beginning. Like I was just kind of curious if it was like he knew who he was, and he was like because I know that oh god, I forget which. There was a romance that I was reading, but my brain is Swiss cheese, so it's the name eludes me. But it was like they initially clash because they like he's a famous guy, and she like had a crush on him when she was younger, and then she like found out that he was kind of a jerk, and because of like all of the social media like stuff that was like going on in Matthew's life, I could very easily see Diego like following him and thinking like, oh, he's this really cool influencer who's gay and queer and like out there, and it's helping me feel, you know, queer, like okay with my queerness. And then after all of the stuff that came out with like the island and all of that, him like getting judged for that and being all like, oh, actually he's kind of just a spoiled kid. And then when he comes, it's just like, oh great, I have to spend time with this spoiled kid. So
that would have been an interesting twist.
Yeah.
But no, he was very much anti Matthew, I think.
Yeah.
I did think it was really funny that they had to share a bunk bed.
That was funny.
Yes, that was. I love also the description that he had where he's just like, I have this big welt from like waking up, and like I'm not getting good sleep because of the snoring. And yeah.
I did think it was cute there where he was like, I can't sleep because of snoring, but like when he didn't snore, he was like, but I need his snoring now. Like it became a comfort to him. I was like, well, that's cute.
Yeah.
But it did do also something I one of my biggest pet peeves, and I saw it coming and I was like, don't do it, where they confide a secret in the love interest after not getting along with them, fall in love, the secret comes out, and they're immediately like, it was you, I could have never trusted you, I shouldn't have done that, we're over. And that causes the third act breakup, and it played out exactly like it always does, and I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you on that. Like that was definitely something I did not enjoy about this. Like I was like, there's because the thing is like, especially with like anxiety, it's one of those things where like you can get better, but you're never like, you know, completely your brain is always going to have anxiety. And so I think that it would have made more sense for like his anxiety brain to like, and you kind of got some of that, but like we didn't necessarily need the secret. Like it would have just been enough if it was like Matthew being all like, why is he with me? I am like such a mess. I'm such a disaster. I cannot handle it. And
like
instead like
internal.
Yeah, like being an internal struggle as opposed to an external one. And like it was definitely a lot of internal struggle that like got expedited by the external stuff. And like I think that you could have even had like something come out in the media and that be the catalyst for his like, oh, I need to like destroy all of the people, like all of my love and all of my friendships. I just need to destroy it all because I need to protect myself. And like that would have worked within the story. I don't think that we needed the like, oh, you are the reason that this secret came out. Like,
yeah, the ending was not that enjoyable, especially the parents part too. That was so strange. I remember I got to the ending after he sort of talked to his parents again or forgave them, and I had to rewind because I was like, wait, you already like talking to them again and forgiving them already after what they pull? Like, they did such awful things.
They're like, we didn't want people to know we were getting a divorce. I was like, so you just like threw your son to the wolves? Like,
yeah.
And he was the reason why he thought it was the other guy who did it, because he was like, "Oh wait, was his name this?" And she
lied. She lied.
Yes.
Yeah,
and ruined his own relationship. Oh my god, that was awful.
Yeah.
It made me so mad.
No, I completely agree with that. Like, I did not love his parents. I actually hated his parents a lot, and I genuinely thought that he was just not going to forgive them, or if he was going to forgive them, it would be like in an epilogue after
years,
not like the next week. And like, I will say that I think they did a good job of showing how hurt people, because like, you know, like the whole reason why Matthew is the way that he is because like he was trying to get love from his parents and like that didn't happen. And so then he was like part of a throuple, then he was like trying to get love and validation from that. And when they broke up with him, he kind of spiraled, and it like showed that he's like because like, you know, there's this like question of the inherent question of this title is just like, you're a mean one, Matthew Prince. Is he actually mean? And I don't think he's mean. I think he just like didn't know how to process his own emotions because he's never been taught how to process his emotions. And like, even though he goes to therapy, he's like not like working on the right stuff in order to be able to process it in a way that's like healthy. And like, I also will say that his life sounds really lonely. Like, yes, he's like rich and famous, but like he doesn't have good relationships with his parents. He like struggles to make romantic connections, and like his closest friend literally ditches him on like in his hour of need because she's like, oh, you're too hot, I can't be seen with you, but like in like a couple of months we'll be back at it, don't you worry. And it was just like I think that this is like such a common trope in like holiday romances of just this idea of just like this person who's, it is very deep for Christmas, Christmas romance. But yeah, you have like this character who's like very like cold and whatnot, and like they soften, but like this, I feel like this did a really good job of exploring like why this character is so hard and why this character is the way he is. And so I like, that was something that I really, really enjoyed. I thought that was like really great character work, and I'm down for that.
Yeah, I did. Like, I personally don't mind reading about spoiled characters, but I did think the author did a good job with balancing that spoiledness with, you know, adding all this character depth to him with his parents and stuff. So it did make me actually feel bad for him, you know, learning about everything going on with him. And then the whole island part, I felt especially bad because that was when he actually did something, you know, good, what he thought was good for himself. And it just didn't work out because of his parents.
But like the fact that the whole drama was that he bought an island. Just like, where did you come up with this? Like, I don't know. It's just very hard. I don't have to relate to my characters, but like, this is absolutely not relatable whatsoever. So, and then like, he's like, well, we could afford it. And I'm like, you literally just bought an island. And the parents got mad. But I did like how he was part of a throuple. I thought that was really interesting, like that was his past. Because I feel like we don't see a lot of that, like traditionally published romances, including those kind of romances in them. So that was really cool. Even though, I mean, it didn't end well. They broke up, but
yeah.
Have any of you watched this?
It's on my list.
I know how you felt, Jess.
So bad.
It was fine. I actually thought it was okay. I mean, when I watch these kinds of movies, it's on Netflix, but it's basically Hallmark. You know, you don't exactly expect it to wow you, you know?
I love Hallmark movies.
I don't really watch Hallmark stuff. I just stick to Netflix. But it was, you know, cheesy and silly and exactly what you want in this style of Christmas movie.
There's too much cheese. And no chemistry. But also, it's like the spoiled rich character again. I'm like, I have no sympathy for you.
But that's kind of like what Annie said. That's kind of a thing with these kinds of holiday stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I read or watch a lot of holiday stuff with the spoiled rich person. But I think I just avoid them because I don't really like them.
Because it's like the rich person or the person who works too much, they would go to the, you know, small holiday town and they learn to be nice or whatever.
Small things in life.
Yeah. I mean, that was something I really enjoyed in Book Lovers, is that she was very much like, I am the architect ex-girlfriend, you know, like the one that he starts with but then ends up breaking up with. And then she ends up like finding someone who like finds her adorable as she is. So yeah, I don't know. I love these kind of like cheesy, Hallmarky, Netflixy, fluffy movies. Like they always make me really, really happy. Though I've started watching less movies since I joined Bookstagram, and instead I just spend all of my time reading.
The dude part? Okay, let's go back to the dude part.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, I did not notice this at all. Like what Justin said.
Maybe
because of the audio.
I did notice it. I did notice that they kept calling each other dude. And it was, I think it just kind of stood out to me because like that is not the normal like term of endearment that you have for someone that you're seeing. And so it was something that like stuck out to me. But I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I weirdly didn't even notice it at all.
No, I didn't even look at other reviews. Oh, the first 1-star review I see. Male number 1 as dude 80 times. 80.
Wait, so it was Matthew the one saying it or Hector?
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know.
it was
It said
Hector.
leading male 2 refers to leading male 1 as dude.
But leading male 1 is Matthew.
Yeah, I don't know. I would think because Hector's the one who starts calling him dude, and so I would like it was much more a Hector thing than it was a Matthew thing.
Wait,
And
I would think it'd be more a Matthew thing just because he's in that whole celebrity life. I don't know, Hollywood life.
oh, like sure, but in the story, Hector said it way more.
Yeah,
Like,
it says
yeah.
Hector uses it in every single sentence.
Yeah.
Someone said
Was
it's
it
not
his? Was it his version of trying to, like, hey, we're just bros, you know?
Maybe it was a pet name. It could work. I don't know. It's so funny.
I keep thinking it was my car.
I did not notice it, but someone else said it's a copy of David Rose from Schitt's Creek. I don't know who that is.
David, yes.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't even think of that. Even though I love Schitt's Creek, I didn't even make that connection.
Yeah.
It needs to be like spelled out to me, like how it happened when Summer was spelled out to me, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I've not watched Schitt's Creek, so I can't speak to it. But like I said, I've consumed enough media about it that I can kind of figure out the archetypes. Good Lord, I can't talk. And so yeah, I definitely caught on to that. I didn't know if it was like on purpose. That's the thing. It's like I didn't know if that was like something that just kind of happened because it's like a gay romance, small town romance between one spoiled character and one not. Or if like it was an active choice that the author made. So yeah, I couldn't tell from the media. I know it's really good. It's just I started watching the first season, but I just couldn't get into it. And I hear that the first season is a little rough, and you have to go through it in order to be able to get to like the better stuff. But I also like the other issue is that I don't watch TV without my boyfriend because if I have time to myself, I'm usually like sewing or knitting or reading or baking or cooking. Like I have other hobbies that are like more important to me than watching TV. And so the only time that I ever watch TV is if my boyfriend and I watch it together, or it's like a like major exception like Bridgerton, for example. And so a lot of times if I am left to my own devices, I don't watch TV. And we tried to watch Schitt's Creek together, and my boyfriend didn't really like it. And I am willing to like kind of go through it and like watch more, but my boyfriend isn't. And so as a result, I'm probably not going to watch it ever. That was a really long-winded response to that. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I never had an interest in watching it, so
It's good. I really liked it.
yeah.
I don't remember how the first season was or if I struggled with it, but it does. I do remember it getting a lot better with every season.
Yeah.
Are there because like it said what that it reminded them of David, but then it happened one summer. Isn't it Alexis that people say?
Yeah, that's David's sister.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, then that makes sense. That's like are there multiple characters that like have that kind of personality?
It's their whole family.
Yeah.
They had money until they all lost it.
Oh, okay.
So now they have to live in this little podunk town and
Yeah.
struggle without a lot of money.
It was literally they bought Schitt's Creek on a whim because they thought the name of it was funny, and so they own the town, and it's like the only asset that the FBI isn't seizing because the husband was involved in I think a Ponzi scheme or some kind of like there was some kind of scam that they were running, and so the government literally seized all of their assets. And so like the first episode, they're literally like running around being all like, don't take that, don't take the wigs, don't take whatever. And then they have to move to Schitt's Creek and like become better people. I also loved What It Happened One Summer. It's one of my
Me
favorite.
too.
Yeah. It's funny that you guys spend so much time talking about like traditionally published romances versus indie published romances, because like the only author that I spend a lot of time reading both of is Tessa Bailey, and I have to say that I love her Avon romances so much more than her indie. Like her indie stuff like goes like to a level that is like too much for me. Like her traditionally published stuff, I'm just like, this is my happy medium. This is like the amount of steam that I like. This is the amount of plot that I like. This is the like level of alpha hole that I can tolerate. But like her indie stuff is like to the extreme, and I'm just like, this is too much. This is
What indie stuff have you read from her?
I've read so I read the entirety of the Girl series. I really loved Runaway Girl. I didn't enjoy Getaway Girl as much. I loved Window Shopping. That is like that and Getaway Girl are run.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, and her indie heroes are all kind of really sweet.
The Sweetest Fix was also sweet, but like I read Not Worked Up, Risking It All.
Risking It All is traditionally published.
Yeah,
you're right. I did not like this one. This book has been on my shelf to give away to someone else for a while. I didn't really enjoy Worked Up, which is this series. Like this one was fine, but I didn't like this one. So I read a couple of those.
Yeah, those were her early days with Entangled, where she wrote like the really short, steamy books.
Mm-hmm. Those are old.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess this is Entangled. Yeah, I don't know. I did an entire season with Seasonally Booked Up for Tessa Bailey because I like loved her. I loved the Fix It Up series, the Hot and Hammered series. And so I was the one who suggested that we did an entire season of Tessa Bailey, and I did not like most of them, and I felt really bad. I haven't read Killer Vacation. I have it.
I love this one. It was so funny.
I hated it.
I got it while I was at a Polycon, so.
Have you guys been reading any Christmas romances that you've enjoyed?
Yes. Well, not like love. I don't think I've given one above 4 stars yet. Let me see.
Let me pull up
So I started in October. I read A Merry Little Meet Cute, which I did enjoy.
I've been hearing nothing but good things about that one.
And Merry Inkmas by Talia Hibbert, but that one was only okay, unfortunately.
I love the new cover though. Like you showed it in your wrap up, and it has like his hand, like, and isn't it like his hand with a tattoo?
Yes, he's a tattoo artist. Yeah.
That was such a cute cover though. I like the redesign.
What else?
I read
Love Life Farms. I finished that one.
It's so good.
It was really cute.
Yeah. That was the one I was going to say. It's like, I've read Love Life Farms. I really enjoyed that one. I read Kiss Her Once for Me. That one is all right. It's also like a queer romance. The family dynamic is so fun. I really, really love the family dynamic. But the romance was not as like strong as I would have liked. And so I really enjoyed like all of the side characters and all of the relationships with the side characters, but I did not necessarily enjoy the romance. And then I've been reading the Tiffany Rees trilogy. So I need to read the last one. But they're like, it's like Her Halloween Treat, Her Naughty Holiday.
Oh, the holiday, the Harlequins.
Yeah. And
One Hot December. Yes.
Yeah. And those are fun. I really enjoyed that one. And then I finished, oh God, what is it? I didn't put it on my Goodreads yet, unfortunately. It started because Crystal recommended the Thanksgiving one, the Fake Miss one. I forget who it's by, but there's like 3 in total, and the third one is a Christmas novella, and so I enjoyed that one. And then the Bromis, A Very Merry Bromis, that one, I'm most of the way through, and I'm really enjoying.
I also did read Just Like Magic by Sarah Hogel.
Oh, did
That
you like
one
it?
was so weird. It
That's
was
what I've heard.
way too quirky and zany for me. It sounded interesting because he's literally like the holiday spirit. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a holiday spirit. His name is Hal E. Day.
Oh my god.
And I mean, it's kind of another ghost like romance, where you can kind of predict how it'll end. But yeah, it was just so strange to read. Every single character is just out there, and then the heroine's like her thoughts are just insane. I just could not keep track of what she was doing or thinking.
That's all the reviews on Goodreads said, but I hadn't had any friends actually read it. But it like terrified me reading the reviews. I was like, I don't think I want to read this.
It was so weird.
I'm reading it one of the coolest things about living in the city is I found an in-person romance book club. And so we meet and we like discuss romance with like real humans. They love the fact that I get arcs because like sometimes I will have read the books already and I'd be like, oh my god, this one is really good, or I really like this one. And so we're reading that one for December, and I'm really excited, but also like very intrigued to see how it goes.
It just looks very interesting. I just read "'Tis the Season for Revenge" by Morgan Elizabeth. Everyone says it's like Legally Blonde. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good. So she is dating this guy for like 4 years. He's like Warner from Legally Blonde, and he dumps her because they're gonna go to a Halloween party, and she dresses up like a bunny, and he's like, "Ugh, you just like can't be serious. Like you're embarrassing. I'm breaking up with you." And so she matches with his boss on a dating app, and she's like, I'm gonna date his boss and show up at the Christmas party on the boss's arm and like show him what he's missing. But then she like really falls for the boss.
I've seen screenshots of some TikTok like
Yes.
all over the place.
Yes.
And then a lot of people think it's real, because some random Facebook page will do it, and then people get so mad in the comments, like, how could you do that? That's so wrong.
Yeah, and it's always a book plot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, but it was so good. I gave it 5 stars.
Really?
I
Okay.
really like that one. Yeah. He's older and he like spoils her. She's very I'm not traumatized, but like
okay.
She's just like used to doing everything for the guy because that's how her last boyfriend treated her. But he's like, you don't need to do that. Like, it's okay. I'll drive you. We'll go back to your apartment. It's fine. Oh, it's so cute.
Is it a novella or no?
No, but it's like 300 pages, so it's like not that long.
Short read. I do have Kiss Her Once for Me borrowed, and also this Piper Rain book, Single and Ready to Jingle. It's a new book, I think.
I've not heard of that.
I'm so excited for Trelina Pucci's Why Choose Christmas Romance.
Oh, what?
I think they get snowed in together, and I'm just very excited.
Okay.
It comes out in December. Oh, I am excited for Kiss Her Once for Me. You said Piper Rain has a Christmas one?
Yeah, it's called Single and Ready to Jingle. It's brother's best friend, grumpy hero who hates Christmas.
And it's short.
Oh, yeah, it's 6 hours.
Oh, do you have the audio?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me see if my library has the audio. I also read... Oh, go ahead.
I read one last year. I'm trying to think of what it was, but it was the heroine who was the grump and who hated Christmas, and the hero was all sunshiny and tried to make her fall in love with Christmas. What was it? Let me try to find it. It's an author who likes to write a lot of holiday, romances. There's one 4th of July. There's Valentine's Day. Let me try to find it.
I wonder if those sell.
Yeah.
Oh, my library has the audio of Single and Ready to Jingle.
Yes.
Yeah, so does mine. Though it's is it like really, really new?
Yeah.
Okay. Then That might be why. Because right now it's like several months wait for both libraries, and I'm just like, that feels wrong.
Yeah, it came out last month.
Okay.
I also read Holiday Romance, which is super cute, where they're both from Ireland, but they live in Chicago. And he was dating her friend, and they ride the plane together every Christmas home. And this recent Christmas, there's like a freak snowstorm, so they have to like find their way to Ireland, and she's like determined to get him there. And he's had a crush on her all along, and it was just really cute.
I have not read anything by the Lucy Score, so I don't know. Though I am curious about the Geek Who Saved Christmas. I feel like I've read something else by Annabeth Albert.
I did
The
like
Mistletoe Motive was adorable.
Yes. I don't know any with a groveling male lead. I do really want to read How the Grump Stole Christmas by Claire Kingsley. That one looked cute. I don't know if I want to read Window Shopping though, because I didn't love My Killer Vacation or
Window Shopping was adorable. But
Window Shopping was
very
adorable.
Tessa Bailey.
Yeah.
But I
The only thing to note is that it's set in December of 2021, and like I read it when it was set, and there was a lot of like dissonance that was happening because she wrote it in July when when things were like opening back up, and so she wrote it as if, and like COVID exists in this world, and also the main character is a convicted felon, and there's like no discussion of like what COVID did to like the jails and the prisons and all of that, and so that was kind of rough, and so like there was just like weird dissonance that I had to like deal with in order to be able to enjoy it. But like the actual romance between the two characters was like very, very adorable.
I know it's short. I do like the cover too. I did read Snowden with the Player and Sneaking Around with the Player by Rebecca Genchak, and those were fun novellas. Very short, like 100, 120 pages. New adult. One's brother's best friend. One is brother's rival. So like forbidden romance. And they're twins. The two characters of the books. So
Homecoming King by Penny Reed is a good one. I really liked it. It's a Christmas marriage of convenience romance. And he's a football player. They knew each other in high school, and then he went off to become this famous football player, and now he needs a wife.
I don't think I've read a marriage of convenience around Christmas. That'll be fun. Oh, I do have There's Something About Mary, which I haven't read yet. After reading Love Light Farms, I'm like, I have a thing for Christmas tree farm romances. Like, I love that.
There's one that I want to get to. It's a queer romance, FF, I think. The one with the Jewish.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't read that one.
One of the
Event
heroines.
of Love or Season of Love?
That's
Season of Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I read In the Event of Love, which is on a Christmas tree farm, and that's sapphic too. Yeah. That one though, isn't that one with a Jewish character too? Season of Love?
It's the Jew who owns a Christmas tree farm.
I have that on audio.
Yeah, I have that on audio too. That and In the Event of Love.
Yeah. So I've read 2 Christmas tree farm romances, and I'm like, these are so cute, and I need more. So There's Something About Mary, I think. I have all my Christmas romances here. Oh my gosh, I have a lot. Oh, these are on my TBR. So I have all of these. This one's the one on the Christmas tree farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the other
Anonymously with the Farm's Foreman, who's a single dad. So it's like, you've got mail.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same author as this one? Is it this one? It's the same author?
Yes.
Cody Hall?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm I'm very excited to read it. This is also on my TBR. And I got it from Half Price Books, if you can't tell.
Super excited for this one.
Yeah. That one, like I said, that one was like, I really enjoyed the dynamic between the families. It was not my favorite romance. Yeah. There's also a lot of anxiety in this one, and you spend all of your time in her head. And so if you don't enjoy like very anxious characters, and like there were aspects of it that were like a bit rough to read. So just as an FYI.
Wait, she's an Ohio State alum? What? This says in her acknowledgments, I just saw Go Buckeyes, and I was like, wait a second, what? She says, thank you to the dozens of Ohio State alums who flooded my DMs. But it doesn't say anywhere on the back that she went to Ohio State. She lives in Portland.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's really that common to put where you graduated from in your bio.
What Margaret Rogerson did, and she went to the college I went to, and she put it in her bio. So I thought that was cool.
Who was it?
Margaret Rogerson, the YA fantasy author.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right, but it's not that common.
It happens, okay? But I wouldn't have thought because she's not from Ohio. That's really cool. I mean, I did not go to Ohio State, but I'm an Ohio State fan, so that was fun. This one also looks so cute.
A cat cafe Christmas.
Look at that. She's a vet, and she opened a cat cafe. And he's a marketing guru who's gonna help her. And I just love the cover of this one. Look how cute that is.
Yeah, that is very cute.
So cute.
Yeah, that's a forever romance, right?
Yes. All of the different publishing houses are coming out with like all similar looking books. Like these are all it's Atria, Forever, Berkeley, and Source Books. They're all different.
The bright color and then the illustrated stuff.
But that's what's selling right now. So yeah. Though it's really annoying because there are a bunch that are not romances that look like this that are put in the romance section.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple. I know, isn't One Day in December one of them? That one doesn't end with an HEA. That one's a couple years old.
I think so. But they did change the cover to make it more illustrated.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. One of the things that I find really difficult about the illustrated covers is that a lot of them, so like living in San Francisco, there isn't really a whole lot of like romance stores. Like there was one, but she unfortunately lost her lease, and so she's looking for a new place. But most of the bookstores don't really have a really good romance section. And a lot of the people who work at the stores don't really know what a romance is. And so I've had to reshelve romances out of YA because of the illustrated covers. They're like, oh, this is a YA book. And I'm just like, this is not a YA book. And I basically like, I have to like pull it aside, and I have to be like, this has sex in it. Like this, like I realize that by your standards, it's not a lot, but like, I started reading YA when I was like 12 or 13. And like, you know, I think that that I would have been, and I will say that like the first time that I read an adult romance, I was very surprised that there was sex in it. And so, you know, it's more that like, I think that people should know what they're getting into. Yes, it is a secondhand bookstore.
I saw Annie, I think you messaged me about this on Instagram. I was at Barnes & Noble, and there were like YA books on the romance table at the front, like with all the regular romances, but they look the same because all of the covers are those like cutesy illustrated. I was like, I'm pretty sure this one is YA, but it's like mixed in there with all the adult stuff. So I would have been annoyed if I bought it and then I got home and I'm like, they're 16. Like, I did not sign up for this. And like, you could tell with the prices though, like the YA is like $12 for the paperback and the adult's like 18. So like, you could tell that way. And if it said it was like from like something young readers, and I'm like, okay, well, this is YA, but they just mash them all together. And there were a couple,
but a lot of people don't even look at that kind of stuff. You know, they're just like, oh, it's in the adult section. Yeah, right.
And there's no way to differentiate it when you look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I got approved for the arc of Talia Hibbert's new book, which is a YA. And I like look at the cover and I'm just like, I genuinely am like, this looks just like her
Yeah.
other covers.
The Brown sisters, yeah.
Yeah. So people will probably pick that up thinking it's
Yeah.
another adult book by her.
I do think she herself at least tries to tell people it's YA.
Yeah.
So that is something at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many people like follow her on Instagram?
Right.
Or, you know.
Yeah.
Did you guys see though that Brittany C. Cherry's writing or wrote already a holiday romance?
I didn't see that.
It's coming out early December. I'm very excited.
Oh, I feel like she talked about it though during her live, so I probably should know that.
Did she?
Is it a Beauty and the Beast retelling?
What? It's called The Holly Dates.
Oh. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
It's a rom-com, which I don't think has she written a rom-com?
I don't think so. Her Amazon ones are definitely not rom-com, even though it's got a cutesy cover.
Oh, so she would always go on dates in his restaurant and they were always awful. And so he offers to help find her someone to date so that she'd stop coming to his restaurant on her awful dates.
Oh, that's cute.
And then he gets jealous.
Of course.
Oh, that looks so cute. I'm so excited. I love it when like favorite authors of mine write holiday romance and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be good. And a holiday romance.
I still need to read the ones that Devney Perry has.
Oh,
she
they're
wrote
on
under Will and Ash.
They're on Audible. I think Monica told me this. I think it was Monica. They're part of the Audible catalog, so you can listen to it for free if you have Audible.
Oh.
Which one?
The Will and Ash.
Hmm.
Naughty, the Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny. I don't know if I want to read A Partridge in a Pregnancy, but and then 3 Bells, 2 Bows, and 1 Brother's Best Friend. They're all like 4 hours. But she does have a bind up now. So I have those downloaded. And they can count as 3 separate books. Even though they're 3 or 4 hours long. This is not good though.
Oh.
Shelving it under YA.
Yeah.
No. I think it's fun though how everyone wants to read holiday romances because when I walked into Barnes & Noble, it was like the entire table was Christmas romance.
I haven't been in the Barnes & Noble in so long. There aren't any in San Francisco. And so I have to cross a bridge to get to a Barnes & Noble.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Does San Francisco hate Barnes & Noble or something?
They hate most chains. So
okay.
like I think there's a special like property tax that chain restaurants have to pay in order to be able to like have space in San Francisco. And so there are very few places that have chains, and they're mostly like centered around like heavy trafficked areas. So like there's like a mall in downtown San Francisco that is like heavily trafficked by tourists. And so there's a couple of chains there, but yeah, like there's no Ulta. I think there's one Sephora in the mall.
Are there any fast food places?
There are some fast food places. Those are more common. But even still, not as much as you would expect for a city. But yeah, it's pretty like there in some ways it's nice because it means that I'm constantly supporting independent sellers. But sometimes it's nice to just like have consistency, you know. And like I remember when Barnes & Noble got the copies of Lisa Kleypas's new book, and they had it a week in advance, and everyone was like running and grabbing it, and I was just like, I have to wait. And a lot of times they don't get new romances the day of release. I have to like wait a couple of days. Like I think I went to I think I called like 10 bookstores in San Francisco trying to find the new Lisa Kleypas book, and I had to go all the way across town to get it because only one bookstore had it and they had one copy of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The Waterstones is wonderful. I lived in Paris for like 6 months, and during that time I went and visited London. And the one on Piccadilly Circus is 5 stories tall, and I spent an entire day there.
Dang, I don't think I'd even heard of Waterstones when I went to the UK, unfortunately.
Yeah, I follow a bunch of like British bloggers, and one of them is Carrie Hope Fletcher, who she's a actress, like she's a West End actress, but she also writes books. Like I have, this is one of her books. This is actually the only book that I have on hand because I lent out the rest of them to one of my friends, and she did a bunch of stuff with Waterstones, and so I knew about that. Like she had like these like really pretty sprayed edges because her favorite color is purple, and so a lot of times the sprayed edges are purple and all of that. There is 4 Targets in all of San Francisco, and when Taylor Swift's re-release of Fearless came out, I had to go across the bridge to get it because none of them carried. Like they just don't carry stuff. It's very frustrating.
I did notice this though when I went to Barnes and Noble. There's like a section just for mass markets, and then you go around and it's like the rest of the romance section, which I think could be cool. But then it really pointed out how lacking they are in any new releases. Like there was not the Beverly Jenkins new release, anything really relatively new from her. And there were a lot of other authors who are like, you're missing a few new releases from these people.
Yeah.
But
That setup reminds me of used bookstores because I feel like when I go to a used bookstore, they separate the mass markets, and those are always, $1 or $2, and then all the other stuff.
Yeah. I will say someone I follow lives in the UK and was able to go and just walk in and buy the Wolfsong copy since it sold out online. And I was like, oh, I wish I could do that.
Nice.
Wrong one. But
Wait, what?
With Wolfsong, I didn't get the sprayed edges.
Wait, really?
I told you that. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
There were 2, like this is not the special edition. They also published it without the sprayed edges.
Okay, but I know I sent you that link or the screenshot for it.
And I opened it and I was like, where are the sprayed edges?
Dang.
I didn't want to pay that much just for no sprayed edges, but I still love the cover. Like I'm glad I have this copy. But and then when It Ends With Us came and only this side is sprayed.
Oh yeah, that was so annoying. I had to double check if it was just my copy that they forgot to do the other 2 sides. But no, they just thought it was a good idea to do one side and leave the 2 others blank and white.
So unfinished and bad.
Yeah.
And they have the money to do that. Especially even like the paperback copy is so boring compared to our next one.
It's plain and glossy. No texture, no embossing, nothing.
Yeah.
Not like this gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on, me too.
I will say that Waterstones, like their versions are really pretty. Like they've got this they've got like this raised edges, and then the inside. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. And this isn't even the special edition. This is just the
normal one.
The normal one, but.
Oh, look at the cover. We are reading this next month, so that's why we.
Yeah. Look at.
So
here's a giveaway copy.
Oh yeah, because you got to see her last week.
Yeah, because I have so many copies of this book. So Forever sent me 2. So I'm like, okay, I'll get to keep one and then give away one. And then of course I had to pre-order one for the Ripped Bodice signing. So I have 3 now. And then I also ordered the special edition with the dust jacket. So now I have 4.
There's a special edition?
Yeah. It's from some random small book box.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But it's just a dust jacket. So it's going to like be this regular paperback and just, I don't know how it'll work actually. Dust jackets for a paperback. But I have 4 copies and then I'll eventually want to get the Book of the Month one. I was very annoyed. It was only an add-on, so I couldn't just get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what we're reading next month, Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan.
Have you read it already?
No, I've been saving it to have it fresh in my mind. I just got the audiobook, but I'm really debating whether to read it or do the audio. Kennedy said to do the audio, but she's an audio girl.
It's so good.
I know. I love that she finally wrote an actual second chance romance, because all of her second chance romances are just, first meeting and then 10,
Right, and then
15 years later. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so Kennedy will be joining us, and we're still trying to decide on the date. It's gonna be between. It's gonna be before Christmas. It's
Have you
gonna
gone back
be.
yet?
I haven't gone back, but the 19th through. What was it? What did I text you?
It was not the 19th. Because I get back on the 20th, so it has to be the 21st, 22nd, or 23rd.
Or the week before.
The week before.
Where are you
So
going?
the 12th through 15th, or 21st to the 23rd. One of those days.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think she ever has bad narrators.
No, she doesn't, because she loves audiobooks, so she has to get like the good narrators.
Yeah.
But she has good ones always, like Jacoby Diem.
Wesley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. Okay. We're really excited for that. It is now my bedtime, so back to work after my break.
Yeah. Work.
Rest. Okay. Well, thank you everybody for joining. We're super excited for our next book. And I hope you read some good Christmas romances until then, or holiday romances. I know I have a lot more on my TBR. So
yeah. We'll see you in just a few weeks.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's super soon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, bye everybody.
Bye.